you go to improve.com, you'll see the AI operating system for RIAs. But at a deeper level, we've spent the last year quietly serving as a fractional chief AI officer for a more narrow set of clients. And that has led us to believe that there's another way and perhaps a new way of thinking about RIAs adopting AI. And so I want to address the elephant in the room, maybe the most important stat, which is that per MIT, 95% of Gen AI pilots are currently failing. 95%. And in the spirit of the fiduciary relationship that advisors have with their clients, we thought perhaps there's a way to combine malleable core tech with boutique strategy consulting. So we like to propose the concept of an AI steward, which is at that hybrid. Now, who are we to have any opinion on any of this at all? Well, my name is Mike. I'm our CEO. And before Improve, I spent 12 years founding and building a company called Packback. Packback built one of the early AI use cases in the compliance-heavy space of higher education. We created a category now called instructional AI, where we help scale the teaching impact of PhD professors across the 600 largest higher ed institutions in the US and Canada. And along the way, we were named by the likes of Time Magazine and Fast Company as one of the most innovative ed tech companies in the world. Now, couple that with my brother and co-founder, Danny, who's our CTO. He's as deeply technical as they come. He comes mostly from fintech. He's worked on advanced options trading software. He was recruited to JP Morgan Chase to work on database infrastructure. He led engineering at a VC-heavy AI scenario. So the point is that we know this AI stuff, but more importantly and pragmatically, we understand where tech gets disconnected from its intended impact. And so to address another elephant in the room, every vendor here has cool AI features, right? I mean, I'm tempted to spend all this time telling you about ours, which fall strategically into three categories, three core pillars: agentic back office staff, relationships intelligence, or IQ, and content studio. So every week we ship new features, and the AI operating system does magical things like find signals in the noise in my inbox and lays up relationship trust earning moments with contextualized emails already drafted for me. My existing conversations are turned into a robust content strategy. The list goes on. It's all super cool, all magical, and I believe that our AI suite is the most useful one. But the problem is, so does every other vendor here. So what are you left with? A head spin, right? Who has the best AI? Now, the open secret is Danny and I did not invent large language models, just like you all did not invent shrewd financial planning. But the invaluable thing that you provide to me, which is why I hired a human advisor the moment we sold my last company, is the peace of mind that I'm embedding best-in-class financial planning in my household as my wife and I raise two kids, right? And likewise, our job is to provide you peace of mind that you are embedding the evolving superpowers of AI, leveraging them at the right place, right time, with the right context. And the key word there is evolving superpowers. So I think there's an important analogy to be had from the early days of the electrical era. So does anybody remember what the killer app was in those early days? I wasn't alive, but nobody, no, I'm not saying you were alive, no. It was the light bulb, right? I mean, how amazing. All of a sudden you could work and see in the dark. It was the star app, frenzy of everything, and eventually a commodity, right? And in that early day of frenzied excitement, people were thinking about turning lights on in a room, not yet embedding a home with electricity. And to us, that's very similar to this AI note-taker frenzy, right? It's a star, it's this amazing first experience. Eventually, it's a commodity, right? It's an important part of any long-term AI strategy for the compounding context it provides. That's a longer conversation. But that presented Danny and I with a choice. Do we get into this arms race of building and selling to you the next light bulb store, right? Or do we lean in at this early moment to act more like an electrician? And we chose the latter, go deep versus wide. And the irony is, so did all of you. RIAs are built on going deep for their clients, right? And yet the AI solutions and strategies tossed at you are increasingly this mass market, cookie cutter kind of thing. And we thought, well, perhaps there's a different way. So contrast that with what the Chief Technology Officer of the Year, Paul Algreen of Crescent, said a few weeks ago at Future Proof. He said, to go fast, sometimes you have to go slow. And we agree, go deep rather than wide. And so how do you do that, right? We all have limited capacity. RIAs have limited capacity. But that's part of what gets us excited as entrepreneurs today. So in the old paradigm, companies would and firms would address this tech AI adoption problem by hiring consultants, right? If you had enough budget, you had software vendors on one side, consultants on the other. But AI has a way of altering paradigms. And so hence the AI steward, right? We think there's a middle ground to be had where you take an AI steward that partners with an RIA to create malleable core tech coupled with boutique strategy consulting. Because here's the silver lining in this big MIT study. It's not all doom and gloom. So this is a quote literally 4 or 5 days ago from Charlene Lee. In assessing the 5% winners, what she said basically was that instead of them waiting for the vendors to come to them with this full-blown solution, they were the ones going to the vendors and partners saying, hey, here's our systems, here's our constraints, here's what we're trying to achieve. What can you do for us? And that is the winning formula in this early day. It's the hybrid, bespoke strategy consultant coupled with malleable core tech. That is AI stewardship. That's how AI can provide peace of mind, or RIAs can find AI peace of mind. And that's the future that we want to build with you at Improve.